It's a wonderful morning right here on Delta Television. Very special segment on Hard Talk this morning as we take you into the world of public relations. I'm Sebastian Ikpoza, and of course, I've been a communicator, in fact, born communicator, if you ask me. And this guest we have in the studio are one set of people I've always loved to associate with because they tell you the way it is at all times. But right about now, we want to go into the nitty-gritty of what it takes to become a member of the public relations department, actually, to take up any of those responsibilities as a public relation personnel, whether at the national level, at the state level, or even at the international level. Don't even forget that at the local level, at local government area, we also have PR people talking here and there. At this junction, permit me to introduce to you the guest in the studio, wonderful gentleman and a woman. Yes, a woman of valor, a woman of sterling quality. In fact, ladies first, they say, but she's a woman first. Permit me to invite the vice chairperson. The vice chairperson is Madam Florence Wabo. Madam Florence, good morning and welcome. And incidentally, yeah, I can have a handshake with you.
Yes.
This kind of handshake you use for, you use it to take loan. And when I return the money, then you are free. If not, good morning, madam, welcome.
Good morning, Sebastian.
Yes, sitting next to her is the secretary of the body at the state here, is Comrade Emmanuel Enebeli. Comrade, good morning and welcome on board.
Good morning, Mr.
Please don't look
Sebastian.
too serious. Come on, man. Free yourself. Free yourself. Then our chairman is at the far end. Yes, our chairman is at the far end. He's been sober, just like those of us you saw before now, about the happenings in the society with innocent killings and all that. Then the very unfortunate press release from the NDLA. He's been very, very sober. That's Comrade Godfrey Osakwe, chairman, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR Delta Chapter. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
It's good to have you guys here, and let's take it away from the secretary. Secretary, Nigeria Institute of Public Relations, NIPR. What's our business with it in Delta? Why? I mean, what do we do with that? What exactly is it all about?
Thank you, Mr. Sebastian, and thank you, viewers. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, is an institute that was enacted into law by the federal government to control and manage the way public relations are practiced in the country. And it gives the right of the institute, just like the Nigerian Institute of Chartered Accountant and the Nigerian Medical Association, Medical Regulation Board. So also is the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. So everyone, whether you're that's practicing or assume practicing public relation in the country, is expected to be certified by the institute to practice public relation. What this means is that in every department of the government or private sector where they have a public relation department, a certified personnel from NIPR supposed to occupy that position. So that is the overall view of the NIPR Institute, which is to guide against. So today we see a lot of people claiming to be public relation practitioners, but we quickly discover that many of them are not certified. So the Institute of the NIPR is created to guide, to moderate, and to lead practitioners through the right channel of public relations.
Yes, Vice Chairman, you were nodding while the Secretary was talking. Yes, we want to add voice to that because it seems those who are practicing without certification is having a negative impact on the Institute.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having us today. You know, part of the reasons why we are here is because we're also marking the World Public Relations Day. which is July 16th, which, we celebrate every July 16th. My chairman will throw more light on that. But, as regards what you said, if you are not a professional, there's no way you can deliver effectively on that profession. There's a misconception that PR is about brown envelope giving, about qua, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
But far from it, that is not PR. Like I explained earlier at the radio section, PR is truth told at all times to build and maintain a mutual understanding and support between the public and the government or the institution you are representing. So if you are not a chartered, qualified, practicing, trained PR practitioner, how do you deliver on that? You don't even know what the profession is about. Until you know what the profession is about, then you'll be able to deliver, the tenets of the profession. So that is why we are here. We are creating, an awareness. We are changing the narrative. We want to change the narrative. The perception of people, it is wrong. PR is not about, somebody does something for you, you give him an envelope, you say you are doing PR. Far from it. PR is a noble profession. Dates back to time. Sure, the first press release was by a PR person, Ivy Ledbetter Lee. There was an incident. They wanted to hide it under the carpet. The man said, no, let us release a press statement. Let's tell people what actually happened. Then from there, we'll take it up. So if PR practitioners, PR professionals are engaged where they ought to be engaged, certain things will not be the way we have it in the society. Just like the issue we are discussing now, the shooting of this innocent child. By now, the PR personnel in that institution ought to have come out to tell the public what exactly happened. But that is not the case. That's not what we are seeing. And it's really, really sad and heartbreaking. The loss of a child, the loss of a life is so, so sad. It is pathetic. You don't treat it with kid gloves.
With levity, yes.
You don't treat it with levity.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate your perception. Now, Mr. Chairman, those of us from the rural area, we say, if you are looking for the eye of the fish, you go to the head. Mr. Chairman, sir, the ball is now in your court to give us your perception about PR in Delta State. Because, like she rightly quoted, some of us, we have gone to the point of thinking that PR is qua in the media, and it's brown envelope in some other faces. Then PR to a politician is that thing you give to grease the hand of somebody to do your bidding. And it is very, very pathetic that it has been reduced to that level. In Delta State, PR, from the organizational perspective, how should it be run? Who are those who are members and those will be members that you really want them to come on board? Mr. Chairman, sir.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sebastian. It's been a pleasure throughout from the radio to this TV platform right now. PR in Delta, I would say we are making progress. Before now, PR was very strong. Those days, some of us were in Lagos before we came down to Delta. But from the inception of the past administration, the PR has been resuscitated in Delta, and we are taking our rightful place. Just before I progress, PR is all inclusive. No nation succeeds or no state can succeed without the use of PR. PR, we say PR is life, and PR ought to start from the family down to governance, to our communities. Just like we often say that if God, the Alpha and Omega, the one who created all of us, the one that created the entire universe, because he started the use of PR when he wanted to create you and I, when he said, let us create man after our
that's communication.
Yeah. And you say, and the Bible told us that he's the Alpha and the Omega. He did not arrogate to himself the dignity of the chair, just like some of us will assume. If we have a small office, we say, I don't need to consult anybody. But he decided to carry everybody along, the host of the heavenly angels. Even at that, you wonder, Lucifer still rebelled against him, and he was thrown down from heaven. And now the world is so
chaotic.
Chaotic. What if? Now the question: what if he did not? Meanwhile, we'll have had more archangels rebel against God. That's why PR is a deliberate. It's an intentional act, deliberate, planned action to establish and build mutual understanding between you and your organization. That's what, like my vice was saying here, it must be, PR is not about arranging parties or booking tickets or giving them. No, that's a very, very wrong. It's just a layman idea. PR is a top management function. That's why any government or any organization that wants to succeed must have PR personnel at the top management. That's why the Mexican, during the Mexican definition, they say it's an art and social sciences of analyzing trend, predicting their consequences, and implementing planned program of action which will benefit both the organization and the public. And if the PR personnel is not among the top management, how can he or she advise the MD or the chief executive? Same also in Delta State here. I can say that the success story recorded by the past administration may likely be attributed to the use of PR, because we have certified members of the institute working closely with the outgone administration, you know, and just like Abraham Lincoln, because when if you fail to mold or carry people along, they will not get the buy-in.
Mr. Chairman, how do you differentiate between PR and character laundering?
Okay.
Especially politically.
The point is that, like we mentioned, PR is an act, and it's also a social sciences. You cannot launder a character. The Chinese will tell you that no matter how best sculptor you are, you can never carve a rotten wood. If you have a wood and you are the best sculptor, you can never carve a rotten wood. That's why you must be proactive. You must have it an innate grooming and know the do's and the don'ts. Because it's about relationship management, building harmony, intentional act, not a that's why, like you said, it is not like a fire brigade that can be called in at any time to douse the conflagration of public opinion. Just like what we are discussing today in Delta State, the death of this boy. And you see the commandant of the National Drug Law Agency coming to deny that the agency, then if you are made, you know, who carried that act? So this is where the problem is, that PR, if you must succeed, you must have it. That's why those who mold public opinion goes deeper than those who execute decisions or bellow orders. So PR is life, it's all encompassing, and it must start from us, because you cannot give what you don't have. In state like Delta State, sometimes you find out what's happening in Nigeria today. If a government issue a decision, you know, there's this apathy. It's their own. So there's a big disconnect. There's a big disconnect between the government and the citizens. Because citizens have seen government as people who are on the other side, and they're on the other side. So they don't have that buy-in. So when you have professionals who occupy important positions and who are able to counsel the leaders to be able to take the right step, of course there will be harmony and they will buy in. Because if you're in a family and you, the head of the family, is working on the other direction, the woman is working in the other direction.
As cross purposes.
Of course, you have to have this harmony in the family. But if everybody comes together, all hands on deck, we move and you achieve the objective set out to achieve as a nation, as a family, as a community. So this is where we are, and that's why we advocate. Like today, so many people don't know what PR is all about.
So how do I become a member?
Well, to be a member of PR, you must be certificated in communication-related field. Either you have your first degree in mass communication or any of the communication-related course, or even your HND. Once you have it, you approach the state chapter where you operate, because we have
What if I have a post-diploma PGD?
Of course,
in mass comm?
of course, you also qualify. We have, PR is all encompassing.
So am I to pay some dues?
Of course, you will. The process, like you asked, you come, you fill a form, you pay for the form 15,000. We process the form, you attach your relevant credentials. We courier it to our national secretary in Abuja. The membership committee will vet it, and they will invite you. Then when they invite you, they will give you the requirement in terms of payments. You pay for your induction. You go for induction, but due to COVID, the last time you can do induction virtually, or sometimes it's even done hybrid, both physical and online. Then if you are not certificated and you find yourself working in a corporate office or in a corporate affairs department, or you have passion for the profession and you want to give it a bite, you will be invited for a master class.
Oh, you have a window?
Yeah. The master class
for non-certified people.
Exactly. It serves as a remedial.
Okay.
Towards by virtue of the fact that you yourself, you must have worked in that public relations department or in that sector for a number of years. So that's where we are.
Interesting. And
at the same time, so like we said earlier, the law gives us the teeth to bite. The law, because Nigerian public relations is chartered by Decree 16 of 1990, now an act of the National Assembly. It's one of the few PR institutes across the globe that is backed by law. Anyone practicing public relations that is not certificated or that is not certified is quack. It happened a few years back in Abuja, for example, when a lawyer was appointed as the head of corporate affairs in CAC. The FCT member, they wrote the relevant one, and they have to remove him because the law. What we are advocating, because we are doing what we call stakeholders engagement, where we give people opportunity. It's not our interest, to pull anybody down. So if you find yourself maybe in the office of PR, public relations, and you're not certificated, we invite you, we use the opportunity to invite you to approach your relevant state chapter. If you're in Delta, if you're listening outside Delta, we have state chapters across the nation. Approach them. How can we regularize our membership and get involved? So that is what the law says.
Interesting. On a final note, Mr. Secretary, how can one contact the NIPR in Delta here?
Okay, thank you very much once more. Contacting the NIPR in Delta State is, for now, is to get in touch with the chairman, the secretary, or any of the executive members, or any member belongs to any IPRO, then they will contact the secretary.
Do we have a particular number that they can call?
We can give you our number.
Okay.
Yes, they can call for that for them to be a member, to pick the form, or to ask further question about how they will be members of the NIPR.
Okay. We can have the secretary's number. Okay.
Approach our office.
You can call the number, your number, so that they can see it. You can call it up.
Okay, my number, if you want to contact
as the secretary.
Yeah, the secretary, contact a member, the secretariat of NIPRO in Delta State. You can call my number. My number is 080-633-19057. You can also call the chairman, whose number is 080-3831-129.
3893.
You have now 080-3893-129.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. All right. On a final note, Madam Vice Chairman, to those who are watching and they wish to be part of you, what is your central message for them?
My central message is that the PR profession is a very laudable one. It's a wonderful platform. It's a beautiful platform for you to express yourself. Not just expressing yourself, it's a platform where you can reach out to people all over, cutting across all spheres of the society. We reach out to the market women, we reach out to the grassroots people, we reach out to everybody. Then we can take your message. We are a viable platform to take your message to the appropriate authorities. Thank you very much.
All right, just before we let them go completely, we want to reach out to Mr. Chairman. Some of us will have actually voluntarily wished to be members of the NIPR, but because the government is already showing us Shege Banza, so the payment for the form is already half of the salary, 15,000 naira of 30,000. So, but in your own final words, what's your advice to viewers out there, Mr. Chairman?
Well, my advice to viewers is that Nigeria is not a hopeless situation. Let's keep hope alive. At least this is a phase we are passing as a nation. And we know that God has blessed us with so many hidden treasures and all abundant blessings. It's just unfortunate that our leaders have been facing temptation by the devil by not finding their feet. Utilize all these benefits, for the benefit of majority of us. But we hope that in no distant time, let's keep hope alive. All what we need to do is let us double and be hopeful. While we are hoping, we also being intentional in our acts with the belief that things will get better. So Nigeria will not be a hopeless situation. Nigeria will rise again. That's just my message today. Thank you.
That's PR.
Yes.
Now,
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
viewers, did you notice that's PR? We don't get that coming from the federal government. That's PR, actually. He just spoke on behalf of the government, not just from the state, but at the national level. He just spoke on their behalf now. Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. And every time some of us have the privilege of traveling abroad, you see the way we fly our colors abroad, you know there is hope for Nigeria. And Mr. Chairman just did a PR for this country. You're going to pay for that anyway, because this is state, and if you advertise it, the country fully, you're going to pay for that. All right, please don't give up. Don't give up hope. Don't give up. No, you don't even have the right to give up as a Nigerian. No. Do you hear people committing suicide in Nigeria? It can happen at Obodo Ibo, not here. You don't have rights to give up in Nigeria. There's definitely the light at the end of the tunnel. Some people don't even have tunnels in other countries. We still have a tunnel and we have a light at the end. So stick with us, stay with us. When we come back, we'll bring you more of the stories and of course the papers this morning. Dr. Peters will be here, Comrade Omilo will be here. We want to thank very specially the chairman of this body, Comrade Godfrey or Sakwe. Thank you so much for coming. We want to appreciate our vice chairman. She shares the same name with my mom, my late mom, actually. I'm a matured orphan. So it happens like that. Oh, you mother me. Okay, please mother me. Please mother me. Okay, and she's Comrade Florence Wamboko. She's Wabonu rather, Wabonu.
Wabonu. Picking the joy.
Wabonu. Igbo names are so unique, so unique. And of course, our secretary, I say our, so you know I'm part of you now. Chairman will pay for my phone. Yeah. Chairman will pay for my phone.
I'm your mother, I'll pay for your phone.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Comrade Emmanuel Enebeli, thank you guys for coming. We hope that you take it to the next level and let Delta State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations be a shining light among other states. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us. Good morning.